Right. Okay. 301. Let's start. So welcome everyone to this first Exportia Lab of 2022. I'm very excited to have you back. Today so my name is Christelle Daniels. There's some new attendees, new people to the webinar, and I don't know all of you. So my name is Christelle Daniels. I'm your host, and today we have a guest, and I'm going to introduce him very soon. So the topic of today is start sourcing local tech support to sustain your growth in Europe. And just for the ones that don't know me, because there's a few people that I don't know, so I'm your host, and we host Exportia Lab every month. And our goal in those labs, in 30 minutes, it's to actually boost sales and help the companies that are all exporters in our community to get some tips or some ideas or some advice on how to boost their sales in Europe. I'm the founder and director of Exportia. I have 20 years of sales experience in Europe. Our team at Exportia has a track record in scaling non-European businesses to their first €1 million in sales. We manage a network of about 75 plus international distributors, and I've personally built and managed a European sales team. As an objective, as a business, we provide a European outsourced sales and marketing department. Our objective is to scale non-EU businesses to their first €1 million and beyond. I'm an author, and Leo from our team is there in the chat. And if you haven't received the 4 steps to generate your first €1 million in sales, you're very welcome to ask us. Part of being part of this community, you're very welcome to ask for a free copy. Okay, so why are we talking about sourcing local technical support to sustain growth today, and why do we have Clement? So as we work with Australian companies and also US companies and other companies in the European market, what we can see is at some stage, once we have built the sales, then to sustain the sales in the long term, there's often need some technical support locally to deploy a software, to install and configure a machine, to provide first level technical support. So there's many ways to do it. One way is to partner with a local distributor or a local contractor. But today with Clement, we're going to explore another solution, an alternative to that. So Clement, welcome. Thanks for being with us today. Yeah. You're the founder of Colever. You have it's a company that is based in Paris, and you have an engineering, computer science, electrical engineering background, is what I investigated. And so I'd like you to introduce yourself and your services, basically.
Yeah, hello everyone, and thank you, Christelle, for your invitation. I'm delighted to speak with you today. So yeah, just to introduce myself quickly, I'm an IT engineer. I evolve all my career in the consulting industry, mainly to support companies and digital transformations and business improvement. And 4 years ago, I created the Colever because we've made an observation that the best experts in Europe no longer go through a salary model and now go through a freelancer model, and it's why we created Colever to support the changement in the market. And the objective is to be the point of contact for our customer on the freelancers network around the world. And today we mainly working in Europe, and today it's around 2,000 experts in Europe. And we support our customer on two main topics. The first one is IT and digitalizations. So we can support our client on the entire value chain of IT project or IT support, like for example, with front end, back end developer, architect, project management, and so on. And the second topic is support on engineering. So we can provide technical assistance, for example, for industry companies that want to develop projects with when they need, for example, software engineer, mechanical engineer, or also to support process transformations with process engineer, quality engineer, and so on.
Yeah, great, thank you. So I know a lot of companies that are in today. So we basically, if they need an engineer, a specific skill, how do they start? What do they need to provide to you for you to check if you have that skill in your portfolio of freelancers? How does that work, basically? How do we start?
The first step all time is to qualify. We need to understand what are you looking for, what is your need and your expectation in terms of technical assistance. So the first step is to it's classic. We make an interview with you to qualify your needs, okay, in terms of skills, of course, but also in terms of localization in Europe or in terms of organization model that you need. And this is the first time. And the second step, we will is depend. We will start by looking for in our community if we have these skills, these expertises that you're looking for, and also if they are available, of course, and if you can work with your needs. And if not, for example, if you want to enter in a new country, for example, in France or in Germany, we will be proactive to develop our community with the skills that you are looking for, the experts that you are looking for, to be present at the moment when you will need these skills to support your project.
Okay, I see. And how does it work in terms of contracts? So some of our customers, for example, they will need to start with an engineer for the implementation, so for the software installation and configuration locally. So they may not, or for the setup of a machine locally, so they may not have a 2-year contract to give straight away. So how flexible is your arrangement, contractual arrangement for our exporters?
Yeah, it depends, but maybe 90% of the time, the contract it's not a long engagement. It will depend on your needs. Sometimes experts working with you for a full-time period, for long term. Sometimes it just we bring expertises, so it's just only 10 days. So we are really flexible in terms of contracts. So, and the idea, you have two types of contracts. The first one is technical assistance. So it means that you will consume a day with experts. So we fix a daily rate. It's a price per day, and you will consume a day with the expert, and you arrange with him the times and the times needed. And the second one contract is a package deal. So it depends if you need support to develop, I don't know, an EHM, or software, and so you need the engagement from our part. So we can make a package deal where we create teams with different skills.
Okay, sounds great. And so everybody, just feel free to post any question at any time. And this is an open session, so feel free. Could you give us some examples of maybe, because we have both manufacturers in the room and we also have software developers or cloud-based solution. software providers. Can you give us 2 examples of some, technical skills that you would have provided for companies like our exporters, not from Europe, and trying to, or even if it's an example from Europe, it doesn't matter. But.
Yeah, a good example of the strengthness of our model. It's for one of our customer with it's a Swedish company with 60 facilities around the world, but we support them, for example, in the deployment of SAP core model because they want to rationalize and harmonize the business processes and the application landscape. And so to do so, they need support locally to support project teams in each facilities. And to do so and to provide agility and flexibility to this project, we support locally our clients with consultants, for example, in Romania, Poland, Germany, France, Italy, and so on, to support the deployment of the SAP core model. And our consultants are support key users locally to make gap analysis, define new process, set up the SAP, and so on. This can be an example. Or and in terms of more industrial things, we support Japanese companies that export industrial machinery for automotive industry, and when they sell machinery, they need local support to accompany the client in the implementation of this machinery. So they need experts locally to support the client in the definitions of the new process, but also in the implementation of the machinery. So it means software engineer to set up the machinery and so on. Another example.
So you're based in France, but you're able to really provide a Europe-wide footprint. If we were to have, so some of our customers, they have, first we kind of grow their sales in different countries. So sometimes they have, Poland, and so you're able to have that Europe-wide approach.
Yeah, exactly. Our customer are international company, and all time when, for example, they build the products, there are plants around the world and everywhere in Europe, and because our model is B2B to B, we are not limited by locally low in terms of salary. So it's why we are really agile, and we have developed our community with experts around the country in Europe.
Yeah. So there's a question there from Michael, and he says, we are a lighting manufacturer selling into Europe, and would you have access to projects, to somebody who would be able to do some projects to troubleshoot installation if they have issues?
I don't understand exactly the context. If they're looking for somebody.
So Michael is manufacturing lighting systems, lights, and installation. So would you have in your skills, in your portfolio of skills, a technician that you could send on site if there was any to troubleshoot any installation, for example?
Yeah, it's possible. It will depend where and when, and but yes, it's the kind of skills that we can find easily in our community or out of it.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Just wondered if there was any other question as well on the chat. So Sanjay, I see your question around a SaaS that is compliant with GDPR. I think you can launch it to Europe. I would have more details to respond to your question, whereas you can launch it into the European market. It's very hard to say now. And yes, you can have Clément's details. They're gonna be shared in the PowerPoint. I was just curious, Clément, on some of the type of profiles. So they're engineers. Do you have engineers, and do you also have just a bit more like technicians that could deliver? Do you have different profiles, or is that mainly engineers, or you know how?
Yeah, it's mainly engineers in our community. Yes. Because the market, you know, the freelancer market answer to the consulting markets that could, you know, the client needs. So all time, yeah, maybe IT, yeah, so 70% of the market is on IT engineers. So the freelancer market is made with many IT engineers, but we can find technicians also in the markets. Yeah, but we developed by nature with the needs of the market. So it's why we have a lot of engineers in our community now. But we can be proactive also and develop our community with new skills, new level of competencies if needed.
Yeah, so that's what Michael is clarifying there. He said, basically, could we train a local technician or local support that could be providing local support, like for example, I don't know, a first-hand support or a level 1 support for and then the business here in Australia could do the level 2 support here in Australia. Would that be a model that would work?
Yeah, yes, of course. It's not a problem. It's the idea to be locally here. It's to be the level 1 of support, of course. And yeah, but we have to be more in details to understand the
needs. To understand what's needed. Yeah, for sure.
So it's a full-time need or not, just punctual or not, you know, but yeah, it's something that we can build.
Yeah. And have you done projects? Because I know we have on right here somebody who's got quite a piece of large equipment. Installation of industrial machines, like the actual installation of the machines and configuration, is that something that you've done in the past, or some of your freelancers? Yes,
as I told you, it was for automotive industry, but we can find also engineer or technician to do so, and it depends of which technology or which kind of things you have to implement. But we can organize also training at the beginning to be sure that the local people and consultants manage well the support and the installations of your project. And after we can make a long contract and just consume times for this technician when you need it.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. Okay, so I'm just gonna share your details so that everybody has Clément's detail. It'll be shared as well in the email, in the follow-up email. We'll send Clément's details for you to be in touch. So there's no, and we might even add his email address for you guys. So anyone else, if you guys have any other question, otherwise, I think Clement, that's actually great, because we have today with some of our customers not being able to travel. Usually they send some of their experts to Europe. And basically, I was talking to one of them yesterday, and the question is, okay, who are they going to send this time, and how and when are they going to be able to do that? So that's one of the reasons I wanted to have you here, because I think this is, we don't want to stop the business. We want our exporters to continue exporting and selling machine and software and having the capability to support it and not disappoint.
Yeah,
So,
with this context today, it's quite complicated to do international business, and it's why our solution and services is very flexible for this type of project. And also in Europe, our customer has the same problem. To go abroad in Europe, sometimes it's quite complicated because each country has its rule regarding the pandemic, and it's why when we are not limited by the flexibility of our models to be on site directly, and we have just now with technology to contact our community around the world without limitations, and implement contract and operational thing quickly is very interesting.
Yeah, so we have another question from Paul here, who's also a manufacturer of a piece of equipment. And I think we can confirm to Paul that it is possible, but what he's asking is, can you offer technical support post-installation as well? So annual servicing and this type of service. I assume yes, you can.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. We do both. We are at the beginning to build the project or to implement things and so on, and after, of course, we have the expertise to implement support at the end.
Okay, great. I think it's excellent. I'm really happy that we were able to give that contact and that alternative and solution to our exporters community. So we will share Clément's contacts in the follow-up email, so don't worry about it now. And Clement, I'd like to thank you for attending this session. It was very nice and productive. So usually people will just reach out to you. It's as simple as that. I'd like everyone and the new, I know we have South Africa here today. We have newcomers, so very welcome to our community of exporters, of tech exporters. So basically the next session will be 15th of March. I'm going to talk about sales channels in Europe in 2022 and how to make them work for you. And so that's good. Don't forget to register for this session. I look forward to seeing you there, and I will be very happy to answer any question. So basically, I think if we don't have any other question, let me double check. I think we've responded more or less. Yes, to everyone's questions. So thank you everyone for making the time. Pleasure to see you as always. Thanks Clement for getting up early from 0 degree Paris. Yes. Very well done.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to exchange with you today. Thank you for your invitation.
Thanks everyone. I say thank you guys, very informative. Thanks for an interesting and promising introduction. So I think I guess you're gonna have some you're gonna hear from those guys, so which is great.
With pleasure.
Okay. See you everyone next month, 15th of March, 30 minutes on sales channels and distribution in Europe. So see you soon. Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Clement. Bye. Okay. So we'll just close the session now.